We're recording, guys. So super excited to have those of us that went to UIA share out and do some takeaways tonight. And we've got a number of people here in Kalamazoo at our Find Your Niche. So super excited for everybody. And I'm not going to go first because I know how I am. I talk for a long time. So does anybody want to go first and share their top takeaways from UIA? Anybody have to go? Hop off? Anybody have to hop off soon?
I can go.
All right, Casey, you go, girl. Take it away.
Yeah, because you might hear my little one in the background, so I might have to pop off. What is that?
Hold on just a second, Casey. We're having a hard time hearing you.
Okay. Better?
Just a second, guys. Hold on. I got to get my...
Hey. You got this one making noises.
I'm having technical difficulty. Hold on.
Can you hear me? Is it just her? Or can you hear me?
No, we can't hear it through I can't hear it through the TV. What do I need to do to get it to go through the TV?
So go to your, you're on a Mac.
Yeah.
All right. Go to your Apple in the top left.
Yep.
Go to your system preferences.
Right there. Up.
Okay.
And
Okay.
find audio.
Sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then put it through your HDMI cord.
Yeah, I did. It is.
And we're still not, you still can't hear us. Is your TV up?
Do output. Do built-in. I'm trying. After we talk.
Is your,
No.
Please, sorry. Yeah, it's not working.
all right. Well, can people hear us through the computer?
I'm hooked to HDMI. They won't be able to hear.
Turn it
It doesn't
up.
matter if we hook the HDMI or not. Like,
It should. That's usually the technology is always fun.
yeah, I know. Whew. Okay, let's try this again.
All right. Do you hear?
Yep, we're good. Well, just talk really loud. So,
Okay.
Casey, if you can talk really loud, because I know you have to go because you have your kiddo. So go, girl. We're ready with our notebooks, ready to write.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on, I got a little messy one here. Can you say hi?
Hi,
You got to put the popsicle down if you want out. Can you put your popsicle down?
Casey,
Hang on,
can you
sorry,
tell
guys.
us a little bit about you first? Can you say hi and just tell us who you are? Because I know a lot of people don't know you.
Okay, so I am in Michigan, but up in the middle of the state, you gotta put your popsicle down. I know. Sorry, guys. This is why I wanted to get that. Okay. All right. So I started on my ISA journey about 18 months ago, and pretty much started with the business about a month after I started the products. Pete, come here. You're not going on the couch with the popsicle. Oh my gosh, you guys. So sorry.
Real life.
I'm gonna have Casey go because I gotta wrangle up this one. Yeah. Go ahead, Casey.
But in reality, like, this is real life and how it looks building a business. So like, let that sink in. Of like, pockets of your day, it's not gonna look perfect at all. And that's just reality of it. So for this story, am I talking loud enough?
Yeah, I
No.
think there's background. That was why. Maybe we should mute ourselves. Go ahead.
Everybody's on? That's in here?
Possibly.
All right, so if I'm talking now and you guys are muted, does that sound better?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. So yeah, just mute and unmute and just stand there for that. I'd love to share my story with you guys if you're open to hearing my story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. So prior to Isogenics, I was a nighttime nurse who was exhausted and never got to see my husband. And a dear friend of mine introduced me to Isogenics, Jennifer. And you guys, after starting Isogenics, I actually like regained my energy and I felt fantastic. And I also saw this as a vehicle to be able to create extra income and relieve that strain that I had in my family of no choice. And since then, I was able to completely retire myself and my husband, both from our careers, and bring that choice back into our life. And I just fully believe that everybody deserves to know about a vehicle like this. And when talking about takeaways from ICU or from UIA, like that's one of my takeaways is like how short and sweet my story needs to be until I know about you. And, in asking questions, great questions lead to great answers. And so when we're really talking about sharing isogenics with people, how can I serve them? Because I have so many stories. I have, a weight loss story. I have an energy story. I have a muscle story. I have a depression story. I have a community story. For being in isogenics for so long, there's so many stories that I can have, and I can talk for a really long time about what stories have impacted me. But, and you can write this down. Nobody cares about your story, right? That's what I'm telling you. Nobody cares about my story. People only can truly care about how it can help them, because we are in states where we're so overwhelmed with life. Can anybody give a hand for overwhelmed in areas of life, or knowing people overwhelmed? If that's the reality of it. And so my story only needs to be 30 seconds and align for the person that I can impact. How can I impact this person? That's the question for me. How can I impact this person? And my questions will always determine what story. And so today I had some friends over and we wrote out, you want to know multiple stories. You want to have your bullet points for your background, your pain points. For me, I never saw my husband. That ultimately is my income story. I never got to see him. I didn't know in my own time, and I didn't have choice. And then who introduced me, and then circling it back around. But now if I'm talking to somebody that just wants, a product, or they literally have no energy, they can't get out of the bed because they're in massive depression, my story can then relate to that because I have gone through those things. Or if I haven't gone through it, then I'm going to share a story. Facts tell, stories sell. Facts tell, stories sell. So how can I sell this person? And when I say sell, how can I expose this person to something that's going to impact their life? I'm not going to know that if I haven't asked questions. And so asking questions, and this is something Cindy Walter, who had the highest number of executives at the UIA, when I asked her to practice, we were outside and we were practicing stories, and she came out. So of course I ran over to her. I know how many executives she's formed. I was like, come over here and share your story with us and help us. And she said, the one thing that I would recommend is getting to know who you're practicing your story with first, before you're asking them questions of how to improve or what you didn't like. She said, because your story is always dependent far more on the questions you ask than what you've experienced, because we have a solution for everything. So for me, that was my takeaway, is to shut the F up, ask more questions, and literally, how can my story serve this person versus what can I tell you about me? What can I show you that's been most impactful for me? Because I need to know how I can impact this person. And so more questions and shutting the F up. That was a big takeaway for me.
Love it. Thank you, Casey.
Yes.
Casey, other Casey or Cassie, you guys want to go?
I can go. I'm at the baseball game. Sorry, that's why my screen keeps going off.
Hi, Cassie.
It's a little loud out here. Hi.
Hi.
So, hi. I am new to Isogenics. I've only been here for 4 months. I started just because I wanted a life change. I've tried lots of diets, different things. They haven't worked, so I was like, sure, but I'm not going to sell your junk. I'm not going to do a pyramid scheme. I'm not going to do any of this stuff. I'm just going to eat the food. And then as I started listening more, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm a chief financial officer for my day job, and I have 4 boys, and I work 50 to 60 hours a week. I take my laptop everywhere. I always have my phone, so I am never fully 100% available to the people I'm with. I'm always tied to my phone, tied to my boss, tied to everything. And so somebody had suggested I go to this UIA, and I'm like, I'll go and get some information, but I'm not so sure that this is for me. After listening, wow, I know what residual income is. I run numbers for a living, but I'm managing other people's millions. I would rather manage my millions. So I'm here, I'm ready to go, and I took so much away. I have so many notes, but one of the big things I took is I am a perfectionist. I am in academia. I think I should know everything. I was trying to memorize the list of ingredients. So if somebody asked me, I would know the answer. It's okay to say I don't know. But the biggest thing I took away was it said every master was once a disaster. I kind of feel like I should have my everything down perfect before I tell anybody, and I need to be able to answer everything. And that in reality isn't just not going to happen. You know, he talked about a book where it's 10,000 hours of doing something to master anything. I'm one that I read it once or twice and I'm like, I got this. I should be perfect. We're ready to go. But that's not reality. So I took away that it's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to not know everything. Don't let that stop me. I want to be up on that stage someday talking. I want to be sharing. I want to be in that spot. But to do that, you've got to take those first steps. So I've learned it's okay to not know everything. And it's going to take me a long time of practicing and doing and duplicating what works before I'm going to get to where I need to be. So that was my biggest takeaway.
Great. Thank you, Cassie. Love it. Casey, are you ready?
I am. We'll see if we have any meltdowns. They're quiet right now. Okay, so I apologize if this is a repeat of anybody else, but so I'm in Michigan. I'm in probably about 2.5, 3 hours north of Kalamazoo, but I've been doing the business for 18 months, but not really fully into it. And for whatever reason, I felt this prompting from God to say, you need to go to UIA. So I went, it was amazing. And my biggest takeaway from there is, and I think Cassie mentioned this a little bit, about when you go into a profession, like you have years of training. You go to school, you don't just start one day like, all right, I'm gonna start being a doctor or a teacher. Like you have to have the training for it, and that's at events. Like you can have your team calls, but you're not. And Milena said this many times at the event that there's nothing. Gosh, I'm gonna mess this up, Elena. But basically, the training you get from the event, you can't get it from your really anywhere else. That's where you're going to get your training to become a professional in network marketing. And I don't really have a team yet. Like I have one consultant, but she's not really a business builder. She's not one that has those qualities that I would see like on my team. That's driven, that's ready to do the work. And as I build that team, yes, there might be some people who become consultant because they want their products paid for, but they're not really going after it. But those that do, I'm going to emphasize events because that's where they're going to learn. They're not going to learn it anywhere else. So like events are huge. I am trying to work it out so I can go to NYKO. Yeah. So my husband's like, he tell the difference when I came back. And he even said that today when I was talking about going to NY. What? I know. Sorry. He's like, you sure you don't have like a guy on the side with the isogenics? Like, I'm like, you can come with me. He's like, no, I'm not that much of a people person. So he would not have lasted at UIA. He's not a hugger. But well, at least to strangers anyway. But that was my biggest thing was the events. Like if you want to become a professional, if you want this to be something that really is like a legitimate business for you, you have to get to the events and you have to get your team there as well.
Yep.
So that was my biggest one.
Love it. Thank you, Casey. Thank you. Thanks for keeping it real and being a mama too. We appreciate that.
Yeah. Thanks for understanding.
Heck yeah. Where do you want to go? No, Kim's just plugging in. Shoot. Okay. Yep. So, can you guys hear Tori? She's gonna yell. I gotta think about what I want to talk about. Oh, you want me to go? Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go, and I got my visual right here. Yeah. I was ready last night. I'm gonna show everybody else. Okay, so I had a bunch of big takeaways, but I'm gonna talk about this one. So it was great because David drew this triangle, and he's like, oh shoot, I'm drawing a pyramid, because everyone's like, it's a pyramid. And it's like he's like, it's a trifecta with, we have the right vehicle, it is the right time, And then the missing component is the right you. And I think every single person in this room and on this Zoom can totally just say, it's me. I'm the missing component. You know, it's me not doing something or me in my head doing something. And I'm saying me because I'm the only thing that's in my way. And I loved another quote that he shared, and it was like, it's the perfect storm. So network marketing in the health and wellness industry is the perfect storm. It is the highest paid industry in the world, and it's a completely level playing field, you know? And so you have the right vehicle, which is Isogenics and network marketing, the right time, because so many people are looking for residual income, and the right you. And so just doing the work on you with your mindset, you know, and, you know, the meditation and understanding who you are as a person and being your authentic self. And I mean, there's so many things that can be done, but really just becoming the highest version of yourself and getting out of your own way. And I mean, I loved, and to tie in with this, towards the end of the event, we like danced around and we were like screaming and yelling no at each other's faces. And it was awesome because it was like, when people tell you no, it's like we associate with pain, not fun. And like, because it's like, but truly the more no's you get, the better your business is. And so I took the pyramid away. That's what I'm going to talk about. So,
All right.
Tori, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here goes Tori.
Okay, so one of mine is, again, Casey, to build on yours. Well, both Casey's, because I'm going to do a little thing here. We're all going to write our own stories. So, Casey, thank you for sharing yours, because I'm going to share mine with them later, and then we're all going to practice writing ours. So you're amazing. And everybody is always waiting for you to go first. That's another one of my big takeaways. So with me being at the event, I've got 2 of my lovely teammates behind me that are now coming with me to NYKO because they saw me go to this one. And do you think that would have been a possibility if I had not been at this event? No, because they're always waiting for you to go first. Somebody's always waiting for you to go first. And your team is only going to do what you do. So like, I was just like, as soon as they said NYKO tickets were back on sale, I got them both on the phone, and I'm like, you're coming with me. And lo and behold, within a few hours, they were coming with me. So they're going to do what you do, and they're going to watch you, and they're going to watch when you don't go too. So that's a big deal. Everybody's waiting for you to go first. But that, I mean, that doesn't just apply to events. That's everything. And that's like in life. And he was using the analogy of when you go to weddings and people are not dancing and you're waiting for the guy to get out there and be the first dancer. It's like, just go first. Everyone's waiting for you to go first, and I'm tired of waiting. So just go first. So, and you know, like that was kind of like when we would meet with everybody and we would just greet them. This was so amazing. If you guys were anybody that was not there, this is the most amazing event ever.
It really was.
Like, just to greet everybody, he makes you greet them like you greet whoever you're with when you're most authentic self. And that's so amazing. And like, you have all these people in the room that are hugging each other as tight as they can. You're like, so nice to meet you. And like, you're looking for common ground because that's what he teaches you to do. And within like a minute, everybody's like, blah, 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 and everyone's like best friends. And he's like, whoa, wait a minute. Are you guys all talking to strangers right now? And he's like, I thought that this was going to be uncomfortable, you know, like, see, say this with me. I was born to be a network marketer, you know, and like, he gets you accustomed to this culture of like, nobody is a stranger. Just look for common ground, look for the best in people, and what you look for is what you're going to find. So it's all personal growth. The whole thing it was amazing. I love it. I can't say enough good stuff about it. So everyone's coming next time.
I think it's my favorite event. Like, I've never been to UIA, and I've been to all 4 now, and this was by far my favorite. I don't know if you guys agree, but it's my favorite, and I will never miss another one because I can't wait to see how much I've grown in a year, and then year after year, just to see how the team grows. Because once you go, you just grow. It's impossible not to, because you are so pushed so far out of your comfort zone. It's not even funny. I mean, like, it's like crazy awesome. So. Okay, do you guys have anything else you want to add? Because then we'll.
You know, I'd love to add this, you guys, is this, you know, this is a personal growth opportunity, ultimately, to have your healthiest body and to grow into the person that like you're made to be. And it's so much more than even just, you know, products and business. It really is at a soul level. But one of the things that really resonated with me is a 3-part list. And I don't know, have you guys talked about the hot, cold, warm?
No, but we were going to, but you can talk about it if you want.
So that's just being in this business for, 7 years, and like really looking back at like how I've built my business. I've built it with relationships, and I'm someone who came into this business without a network. I didn't have a large network at all. And the people that I had it didn't want to do this with me. So I had to learn how to network at a very early level, right? Like very early on in my game versus like, hey, having some people to talk to, like honestly didn't have anybody to really talk to. And so learning this idea though of separating your list. So that's the number one thing is like, I don't know people, or I'm shy, or I'm an introvert. I mean, put me in a mountaintop, like with nature all day long over like groups and crowds. Like I truly am an introvert, but I can be situational extrovert. And I do believe that people are the windows and the doorways to so many amazing things because it houses our souls and we're all connected at a spiritual level. But separate your list. So like you have your cold list. And I'm going to come up with new names because I don't like cold, warm, and hot, but I'm rolling with it right now. But people that you've just now connected with, they're on your Facebook, you don't really know how. You've met them in person and you just added them to your network, or you've directly asked them, also the different ways to ask people to look at Isogenics. David talked about, you have your direct, you have your, indirect way of asking for referrals. You have, hey, you're just going to practice, and then relationships. And I've built my business with that relationship. And so it starts out with a complete stranger that then you invite in, right? You invite into your world via if you directly ask them, however you're going to ask them to take a look at this, or you're just looking to connect with them. And then you move it up to another grade to where you're creating a warm relationship with them versus, hey, just a connection. And the warm relationship is developed. You've been seeing them on Facebook. You're learning a little bit about them on Instagram. You've had a couple text messages. You've asked them some questions. You've asked them about their life. You're literally developing warmth in the relationship, and you're sharing a little bit about you, but you're really asking questions. And like maybe you're asking somebody to coffee, right? Like if it's somebody like local and it's not about a phone call or like a face-to-face Zoom, but you're literally getting in front of that person and you're cultivating a relationship. Once a relationship is cultivated, you can take it to the hot list. And you guys, once you have a relationship with somebody, you can invite them any which way, or you can rekindle an invitation. And I had people at this event that I have been inviting for years to look at the opportunity, but I never lost my relationship with them. Even when they weren't ready, I still cultivated a relationship with them. And I always have people I'm adding to my network and that I'm moving up to get to know them. And so that's, to me, with being in this for 7 years, that's the number one halt. People don't know how to connect with people authentically, genuine. They're trying to fake it till they make it versus just authentically connecting with people and growing your network. Robert Kiyosaki, all these people that have massive success in life, they say that your network is directly proportionate to your net worth. Because I think we've all heard it doesn't matter what you know, it matters who you know. Right? And I don't know. That was another big takeaway, right? Like, I don't know those ingredients. My girlfriends that were over here that were at the event, they were asking me about these ingredients in certain products that they're showing. And I was like, I don't know, but here's the label. And they were laughing so hard because they're like, you probably do know. You're just saying you don't know. And I'm like, yeah, maybe, but you're welcome, right? So that's the thing is, you guys, you don't have to know anything. If you can love people, if you can learn to love yourself, and if you can love people, and if you can start really having a workable list, taking it from a new relationship to a knowing relationship to a thriving relationship, people will come when they're ready, and you're building a network and you're offering solutions to people, and you don't even have to get obsessed with your result. You're going to be obsessed with your action and what you're cultivating, and it will grow by osmosis and period, because you're being intentional. So I just definitely work, on that list aspect. It's what I've been working on, is separating my list, because I've never heard that before. And that like hit me so amazing, was that 3 list aspect. And I wish I would have done that in the beginning, because I feel like there would have been a system. We always hear work your list. To me, that makes it workable. So that was one of my biggest ahas.
Awesome. Okay, cool. All right.
Hey, Milena.
Hey.
Milena.
Yeah. Hi.
Can I just add one more kind of takeaway?
Yeah, go for it.
As I chase my son around our island. Sorry. one of the things he talked about was mindset. So again, I apologize if someone already mentioned it, but our brain wants us to stay comfortable in our comfort zone, where it does not want us to get rich and happy. So there's a chemicals that our brain release when we start to go outside our comfort zone. And that's what tells us, don't do it, stay here, you don't want to do this. And that's why we stay back and we hold ourselves back. So, I mean, knowledge is power. Like knowing that that is what is happening, I think really just changes your whole mindset. Like, okay, I could do this. It's just me holding myself back. There's nothing else out there.
Love
So
it.
mindset. Big thing.
It's so true. So true. I love that. Thank you, Casey. Okay, guys. Well, we love you so much. Everybody's all over the place. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, Cassie. Bye.
Not yourself best. You could be doing anything tonight, but instead, you're choosing you and your future. It's amazing.
Great. Love it. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Ending the meeting.
Nice.
All right. Bye. 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 Bye.